Okay, I think we're good. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Listen, I ran in off the street like a tumbleweed. We got to talk about Desmond and Kristy Scott's divorce. Listen, here's my opinion, okay? I know a lot of people said that Desmond was not trying to prove that he loved, that he didn't like the strong touch of a man, and that's why he popped up with another woman. But after further research, first of all, we didn't even have to search for who his side chick was. She exposed herself to TMZ. Okay, according to her, Desmond is her man. He spent $40K on her birthday. Her birthday was a day after the day before Kristy emailed Desmond divorce documents. Okay, on top of that, people are saying they are hot and heavy. But more importantly, can we talk about the fact that Desmond truly, hey, what's up? Alnicia Walker, what's up, girl? How you doing? What's up, medicine? Listen, can we just have a talk? All these pick-me's, Desmond's a good man. All these stupid guys, what's the big deal? He's single. Do you not know anything about your children? Can we just all say this? All these people going in on Desmond, okay? All these people going in on Desmond's side. Can we just say one thing? Desmond played himself. Desmond played, yes, I've been blowing in the streets like a tumbleweed, right? Trying to look mysterious like Magnum PI. Anyway, right? Desmond is getting played. And baby, we love to see it. See, here's the thing that men never realize in breakups, right? You are back. Was in a relationship from the time you were 14 till now. You are out in these streets with these influencers and Instagram girls and all this stuff that are using you. And people are saying that he was set up by that girl and her girlfriend to tape it because she wants to be Kristy. And not Kristy specifically, but she wants to be an IG superstar the same way Kristy is. Let's get into this, okay? Because first, let's talk about who this girl is. She pretty much docked herself in TMZ. But let's get into who this girl actually is. Now, this is a woman, if you haven't seen this, I'm going to show it to you again, right? It's just going to be, this is the woman that was all over Desmond in Bar Santee. Or better yet, Desmond was all over her. Because I get it. Desmond been the married guy. He'd been going out with Kristy, and he'd been around Kristy's fine so long that he forgot Kristy was fine. He's looking at all these guys around the club, getting these girls, making out in the lap, and he's like, this is my opinion, damn, that looked like fun. So now when you see Desmond kissing this girl, I think he is living his dream. He's living his fantasy. He got so used, in my opinion, he got so used to Kristy's fine self that he started to think Kristy was regular. And he wanted to be where the people are. He wants to see them dancing. He got so used to what Kristy was doing, like to what everybody else in the club was doing. He wanted to do that. Again, I don't think he's having a midlife crisis because he's not old enough, but the way he's acting, baby, it gives midnight, take my jacket off. It gives midnight midlife crisis vibe. Like, you look at the club as so fun and all these opportunities where everybody else looks at it as a wasteland, and they trying to find their Kristy Sarah. They're trying to find a woman that will do skits and build them a legacy, build them money, build generational wealth. Everybody looking for Kristy, and you looking for this girl. Now, let's get into this girl, right? She looks like she is loving it. We have you know, we scoured the net. We got everything on this girl. Also, she's saying Desmond paid $40K for her party. But Desmond, you literally got a girl outside. This is what you traded your wife and mother of your kids for? Because I'm not saying that this girl is going to run circles around Desmond. But baby, Desmond ain't been in the dating pool since he was 14 years old. And the fact that they are saying that her and her girlfriend set this up, hold on really quick. Because look at this, they zooming in and you see Desmond's friend, he keeps trying to jump in the frame and block it. Now, here's the girl that he allegedly left Kristy for. Some people say that Desmond got a roster. Some people say that Desmond was communicating with this girl off of his burner account. Kristy found out about it. It is odd that as soon as she posted on the 29th of December that her man spent $40K on her birthday, and I tend to believe this is Desmond that she's talking about. She's even posting little subliminals like, it's better when nobody knows. But you're talking about your man spent $40K. Yes, I just came in off the street hot with this mess. You're talking about your man spent $40K on your birthday. If you had a man spending $40K, I highly, and she had her birthday at Bar Santee in Houston, which, by the way, looks delicious. I need to go visit Houston, right? Just to do a food tour once my fitness journey's over. But to get back into what I was saying, if you had a man, which people say is Desmond, that spent $40K on your birthday, I told you Desmond was rich. He got rich for the pick-me's off of the girl that's being annoying, grabbing bags, doing backflips. Like, I don't know what couples content look like, but Desmond's rich. Like, off of one video, they probably make $40,000. Again, there's a reason why the Met Gala, Paris Fashion Week, and all these things want these TikTokers on, because they are legit celebrities. Most of the high-end TikTokers, Instagram influencers, the high end, when you got 20 million followers, but they are making more than 95% of your faves. Like, they are making money. So to spend 40 G's on a birthday, her birthday was December 29th. Kristy emailed Desmond divorce documents on December 30th. And they're saying that Desmond, well, according to her, her man paid $40K for her birthday. But I do not, and I think that's Desmond, because I do not believe that you got a man spending $40K on your birthday, right? $40K on your birthday, and you out there kissing some random at the same place he threw your birthday party? I don't think so. I don't think so. So that means that Desmond is out in these streets. Now let's look at the woman Desmond traded Kristy in for. First of all, why TMZ put this picture up of Kristy? I mean, Kristy's gorgeous. She still looks pretty, but this is an off picture for Kristy. Her and Desmond, sorry, I got hair in my mouth. God, it's lip gloss. Her and Desmond must have been fighting that day because she just looked like she's over it. This is the man, this is the woman that Desmond threw his family away for. And again, people are saying that night was not the first night that they met. However, let's just say it was. Desmond is going through, let me just lay this out before we get into this girl, because I found all her socials. I found her little YouTube thing her TikTok thing she put up. But let me just say this, right? You are going through a divorce. I don't know, some people in the bird factory are like, cuckoo, yay the man. But just from a business point of view, okay? Texas is an at-fault divorce state, meaning that if you are caught cheating, right? If you are caught being unfaithful, and they count cheating as sexual intercourse. They don't count text messages or, IG flirty. They don't count that as cheating. They count intercourse as cheating. If you are found to cheat, that can drastically reduce the amount of money you either receive, and it can increase the amount of money the other person gets. So instead of 50-50, it can be 60-40, it can be 70-30, it can be 55-45. But when you are dealing with tens of millions of dollars, that's a lot of money. So you are in the middle of a messy divorce with a well-beloved person who is Kristy Sarah. Yes, I know I have an unhealthy amount of interest in their business, but okay, right? Yes, I feel like that's my cousin. I just found out her man was cheating on her. The whole point of the matter is these pictures proving that you are in fact acting like a single man while you are married in a state that does not look kindly on infidelity, that does nothing but hurt all of your negotiations with the divorce. So why would Desmond set himself up to be taped? I don't think that Desmond set it up as an F you to Kristy. I think he thought everybody in the club was looking. I I think he thought he was living his little 15-year-old fantasy because, again, people in good relationships long to be single. And people that are single long to be in good relationships. It is truly the grass is greener. But my whole point of the matter is when it comes to this, he has 15-year-old fantasies of what it is to be that guy in the club, got a different girl in your lap every day. Baby, you ain't ready for this 2026 game where this girl and her friend may set you up to literally get on TMZ so she can get all the followers and run her numbers up so eventually she can get to where you and your wife are at. Yo, you can't make this up. Again, I don't think that Desmond counted on the fact of the wave of social media for men and women. It makes people really, really shysty because at the end of the day, social media is actually money. And it is a way to run your numbers up and get that money, and it can catapult you into getting a bag, all because you literally set up the right person. And Desmond, because you're used to dealing with Kristy. And I'm not saying this young lady doesn't have integrity because I'm not going to blame it all on her. Like at the end of the day, Desmond was the one acting like she's single. Now she says that she doesn't know who. I'm going to get into her whole bio. We even have her voice talking. I think she's like Lebanese American or something, or some type of Arab American. My whole point is you're used to Kristy, and you're used to Kristy being respectful. And it's a bunch of all these people, oh, she was annoying. She didn't know how to respect her man. This girl right here, we're going to get into her social media. She is trying to be a sprinkle for teaching girls how to run game on guys. Now, here's the thing. I do love sprinkle. Mwah, you're doing God's work. But the whole point of the matter is, baby, this girl is outside and she got plans. And you traded in Kristy for whatever she was doing because people said you were annoyed with the backflips for this girl that is using you so she can get to Kristy's place. Y'all, let's get into this. All right, where can we do? Let's press play on this because I find this whatever. Okay, now some people say, okay, so let's get into this. I have a big reveal. Hold on, really quick, right? So where do I press play? Okay, so let's get into this. Because I find this very, very
Hi, Bauer. I'm Marissa Springer.
This is her, Marissa Springer. Now, first of all, she is young. I think she just graduated from college. So listen, I think she just turned 24.
I'm a 2024 grad, and this is my life as a professional model. This is my graduation photos from U of H. These actually went viral on TikTok. This is one of my first viral moments. I actually got into modeling because I started doing music videos with Paul Wall, Bun B, and a bunch of other.
Desmond left his wife of 14 years for a woman who went viral for graduating. And again, I'm not disrespecting her, right? And Paul Wall videos and music videos. I'm not saying anything's wrong with this girl. I'm like, Desmond, are you sure you know what you're getting into? It's over.
Local Houston artists. And that kind of got my Instagram rolling, and people were asking like, oh, do you do photos?
Now she's saying all this, and at the time that this all came out, TMZ, when she leaked herself to TMZ, her followers went on from Instagram from 10,000 to 12,000 over 2 hours. So she's talking about in her early career, her pictures went viral. At that time, she had 9,000 viewers. Now let's look at Desmond's estranged wife, who has 20 million. Now, here's the thing. I will always say it's not where you start, because Kristy at one point started with 1 follower, 10 followers, 1,000 followers, 10,000 followers. I am saying that as much as people say, Kristy was annoying, sometimes money's not everything. Oops. Money's not everything. You know, she just got tired of someone that wants a social media relationship. Okay. First of all, y'all was bird brain pygmies. Not y'all, move y'all head, but the people in the back, right? But second of all, you left your wife of 14 years that was building a family fortune and dynasty with you for a woman that in her wildest dreams would be to obtain the level of success that your wife has right now. My whole point is you left your wife to date someone that wants to do the exact thing your wife wants to do, but she wants to do it so that she's outside. She wants to be a dating coach on how to play men. She talks about her favorite season in the world as basketball season, and she be front row. And she wants to be more of a sex symbol in videos and that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. But all of the people that were talking shit about Kristy being annoying, and sometimes you just get tired of your relationship being in social media, and sometimes you just don't want all that. You got someone that's doing the same thing that she is, only she's starting at a point. Marissa's starting, or whatever her name is starting at the point where she's still hungry and got something to prove, and she's trying to be put on by any means necessary. So that whole excuse about why he cheated, it don't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So let's keep going.
Shoots, do you do clothing brands? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And that's really how that started. I was in London, and these kids from Paris were like, hey, are you a model? We're building our clothing company. We really want you to model for us. We met up and we did like a whole photo shoot with the most iconic London scene. Last but not least, we have one of my absolute favorite looks. This was actually for a perfume ad. Very elegant.
Okay, now, if y'all don't know, this is Desmond's estranged wife. Again, I'm not downing that girl and her hustle. If you can get plugged into social media, you too can be a multimillionaire like Kristy. You can be making 11 figures. Was it 11 figures? No, 7 is a million. You could be making 8 figures or more a year, okay? My whole point is all these people, dumb bird brain pick-me's, right? And ain't-ish whatever, all these dating coaches, let me show you how to make your man feel valuable. You need to show. Okay, all that happened, and you ended up cheating on her with someone that is in the exact same field, but she's going for much. And again, there's nothing wrong. I just want to say this. Y'all know I'm pro-girly. Ain't nothing wrong if you want to be on Instagram. Ain't nothing wrong if you want to go viral for showing people what that thing do. I don't care. My whole point is, where's everybody making excuses for Desmond cheating on Kristy because of this? This is why everybody said she deserved to be cheated on, because of these. This is why everybody said that she deserves to be cheated on, because she's so annoying. She's so annoying. Look at her. Look at her. All she wanted was the fame, the clout. And Desmond is embarrassing himself, getting game run on him by a 24-year-old? I mean, shout out to the 24-year-old. Desmond, you got what you deserve. She truly is your karma. Truly is your karma. But this is Desmond's estranged wife, okay? The other girl is who his mistress is, if you want to say it. Now, this girl says that she didn't know who Desmond was. I find that very hard to believe. Houston is a big place, but the Scotts are very popular in Houston. Everybody knows who Desmond is. People say that Desmond is a regular at that place. That girl is always at that place. Santee Bar is a hot spot. They're saying she's always at that place. You know, she is I want to say promoter, lifestyle host. Like, she does a lot. She's on the scene, right? She had to know who she was, because when you walk into a restaurant, especially if you kind of do promotion, you know who the big money is. Everybody around Houston, especially that age, knows who Desmond and Kristy Scott are, okay? Desmond and Kristy live in the Houston area. Anyway, she posted this on December 10th, right? The last video that Desmond and Kristy had together was December 10th. She said, life's better when nobody knows what I'm doing, right? Okay, it's just a coincidence. This is the girl. Again, we don't got to talk about her looks. All of God's children are beautiful, right? We don't need to compare. All of God's children are beautiful.
A lot of y'all were asking.
This is Kristy. This is one of the last skits she did where everybody said she's annoying. She only wants fame, and that's why Desmond cheated. Let's keep going. This is what this woman did. And mind you, this was building their family empire. It's estimated in 2025, because of these little skits, Kristy made between 15 and 20, 25 million for that year. But look at this.
If it plays fetch, and it does.
This is why she's so annoying, deserved it. I actually thought this was pretty funny.
You just gotta give it like some time.
This.
Bring it back. Oh.
This is the content that his wife was making that people are like, people just lose sight of the relationship with social media. Whatever does every pick-me have to say now? That he's with a girl that's doing 10 times more? Because that's another thing with pick-me's, right? The bird brains are going to be in the modesty culture because they're like, oh, I don't dress for the male gaze. Yeah, I get it. But according to them, even Kristy building generational wealth was disrespectful to her husband. Even Kristy knocking a bag out of his hand or doing these skits was enough to make the husband cheat. So let's continue, shall we?
Really good on all different types of terrain. Stop.
This is Kristy's
Turn
content.
around.
Wholesome. She's drop dead gorgeous. She's funny.
All right,
Check out her page. I've been watching her since the pandemic. But this is just wholesome family stuff.
Just like that.
Okay, let's get into Desmond's new girl. Let's go. What's your favorite season? It's basketball season. She's doing her glamour reels, letting anybody that's interesting know that maybe she is outside. She loves the Houston Rockets. Her favorite season is basketball season. Okay, Desmond, you about to get eaten up. You ain't been single since you was 15. You about to get eaten up and find out everybody isn't your sweet little angel, Kristy. I'm not saying Kristy's an angel. I'm just saying I don't think you are ready for these 2026 dating antics. I just don't. This is Kristy again. We're just doing compare and contrast. This is Kristy again. This is why people said she was annoying and they were sick of it. She's so annoying. I cheat too. It's sick when people put their relationship online. And this is Desmond's estranged one. I don't know. I find Kristy funny. But this is Kristy. Wholesome family content, right? She's covered up. She's in a Snuggie. I would have thought the bird brain pick-me's would have loved this mess, but apparently no. Because even a woman making money for her family, no, we must think of the male ego too much. Now, again, this doesn't mean that one woman is better than the other. I just don't understand how, but then again, maybe that's it, right? Hold on, we have more info on the girl. Hold on, I got some receipts, but I will say this, maybe this is actually what Desmond wanted because he couldn't deal with Kristy being the star of this relationship. But with that other girl, she only now after the TMZ article, she's up to 12,000 followers. Again, everybody starts somewhere. So I'm not like, oh, you only got 12. Everybody starts somewhere, right? But my whole point of the matter is with this, maybe Desmond feels like the big dog with the other girl. He can teach her things, show her things. She wants to get a shout out. He's the big dog, whereas Kristy's like, excuse me, I gotta go to work, right? Again, this is the wife that was so annoying that she deserved to be cheated on. People just be talking because at the end of the day, it will always be the woman's fault. So let's get back into Desmond's new girl. People have said that this is not the first time they met. It wasn't that night, but Desmond is living his fantasy. No revenge, because this is how everyone in my life talks to me. Okay, innocuous enough. She definitely has an aesthetic. She does have like relationship coach. She is literally trying to teach people how to get a baller, how to be in that lifestyle. No shade, get it how you live it, right? She also posted this, oddly enough, wow. Kristy and Desmond were supposed to be arguing back and forth. This is when Desmond allegedly admitted to Kristy. Now, the only thing is, did Kristy confront Desmond and been like, yo, I know about the burner. I know. And he said, okay, fine, I am. But let's not forget, Desmond never wanted a divorce. As much as people keep forgetting that fact, Desmond never wanted a divorce. He wanted a separation. There's a big difference. That's why Desmond, attorney of record, has still not entered. If you guys don't know, whenever you get served whenever you get an attorney of record, the attorney has to make God, why can't I thought? The attorney has to make an appearance before the court. So basically they write the judge and they're like, yeah, I'm representing blah, 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 right? Desmond still has no attorney of record because he never planned to divorce Kristy. He wanted to separate from Kristy. Separation is not divorce. Why did he want the separation? I think he wanted to be young, wild, and free. And when he was done being young, wild, and free, he wanted to make sure he had the option to come back to Kristy. Kristy said, absolutely not. And she filed for divorce. She filed for divorce the day after Desmond allegedly dropped 40K on this girl's birthday. Why do we have that? Because I'm about to show you her TikTok that actually says my man spent 40K on my birthday. Her birthday was December 30th. So it was just a couple of weeks ago. And if you got a man spending 40K on your birthday, and 40K ain't nothing to Desmond when he's spending the money Kristy made, right? 40K, the Scotts are rich. I don't think people understand how much popular social media people make. I'm talking about when you got like 20 million, 100 million people across all platforms, you making money. That's why Paris, the Met, all these people invite them out because the power and money and influence they have, even movie stars don't have that influence that much, right? But she put, if you miss a man, you're not busy enough. And she posted that around the time between December 10th and 20th, when Desmond and Kristy were allegedly, according to Desmond, arguing, right? I guess Kristy was, again, people say she's subbing Kristy because Kristy was like, how come you don't have time? Blah, 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 blah. Let's spend time together. And Desmond always had excuses. But this is Kristy just a couple of days ago with her mom. She was dancing to You Can Do It, Put Your Back Into It. Kristy is just funny. Interesting enough, Kristy also, this girl, that Desmond is, I guess he feels big dog. This woman, she was also a competitive dancer and a cheerleader. And I believe Kristy was a competitive dancer and a cheerleader, if I'm not mistaken. Just eerie similarities, right? So this is Kristy after she cut her hair and let everybody know she's leaving that negative energy behind, right? Again, if you miss a man, you're not busy enough. Okay. All right. Listen, she's given the young girls. Oh, she also put this. No one knows my next move, right? All right. Desmond, this is who you left your wife for? Again, I'm not faulting this young woman. This young woman is only 23, 24. I would hate for y'all to find my Finsta when I was 24 years old and see the crazy ish I had on it. I would hate for y'all to find my Finsta, right? So I get it. 23, 24, you posting dumb stuff. And it's not her fault that Desmond was kissing up on her. Now, I do believe the rumors that it's not the first time and that she was very much a little sneaky link for a while. I do believe those rumors. And I do blame her because it's, stay out of people's marriage. But at the end of the day, the marriage respect is for the people actually in the marriage. She ain't got nothing to lose. She only got things to gain. She only has things to gain by exposing Desmond and making him lose money in a divorce. But you know what, Desmond? You won't have to pay that because that's just stupid tax. That's stupid tax for being stupid. You've been so used to dealing with Kristy, complaining about, I'm just guessing, right? Because this is the way I see it go in a lot of relationships. You're so used to dealing with that person, you forget all the good things they do and you only start focusing on the things that get on your nerves. And you think the grass is green on the other side. And hear me out. If you're not happy, you're not happy, and leave. Kristy told him, you can go. I don't need a separation. We getting a divorce. I'm not sitting here while you're trying to figure out whose grass you want to water. My whole thing is, I don't think someone that's been in a relationship since they're 15 truly knows what's out in these dating streets. And it looks like Desmond is going to be eaten up alive. Alive. Do you hear me? Alive, Desmond. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So what else you got to say? When This was a few days after the divorce was announced. No, a few days after Desmond knew about the divorce, when he sends you money for a new Chanel bag, but now it's your money and you don't want to spend it. I mean, that is some real shit. But Desmond, woo! Listen. Oh, I agree. Who said that? Somebody said, no, Kristy is 31. She just looks like she's her mid-20s. Kristy and this girl look like the same age. Kristy is 31. Desmond is 30. They've been in a relationship. They've been married for 11 years, but they've been in a relationship since they were 14. I think they got married when they were 18. So they've been together since they were 14, 15 years old. I do want to say this. Who said this? Awkward and that girl Juju. I agree with you guys. I've long said this. See, when you're sick of the partner, and this is why I don't ever respect anybody that cheats, because all you gotta do is leave. And once you leave and set boundaries, and if you're married, you gotta file for divorce. You gotta file for divorce, right? But when you leave and you're like, the relationship is over and it's been over, okay? Just have some integrity. But I think that especially men, I think because Kristy is financially independent, I think when you're financially dependent, if somebody leaves you, it's a whole different world. Not only are you heartbroken, but you gotta be like, how am I gonna get the kids to school? How am I gonna make extra money? What's going on? This and that. And most men are not that generous when they leave, and that's when you see their real faces and they start treating you like crap, right? Or whoever has the money, right? They start acting real funny. But I think a lot of times when people are ready to leave the relationship, they take for granted that the other partner is sick of their shit too, but they just think they were going through a low period. And they're just like, well, you know what? Am I the happiest right now? No, but we made a commitment. I'm going to ride it out and things will be okay again. I think that Desmond, for whatever reason, was unhappy. And I think he very, very much underestimated how much Kristy may have felt he was holding her back. She was sick of his shit. She felt stifled. And so when Desmond hit her with the let's separate, she thought Kristy would be like, no, and fight for her man and let him go have fun until he calmed down. And Kristy was like, done. And she didn't want to hear anything else from her. But let's not forget that allegedly Desmond admitted in the same conversation that he wasn't happy and he wanted to separate. He did admit that he was having an affair also. So anyway, right? When he sends you money, what happened to all the women that were defending Desmond for cheating on Kristy because she's annoying? And sometimes you just don't want somebody on social media. Sometimes you just want privacy. Yeah, money's not everything. Sometimes you just want somebody that just keeps things private and doesn't do things for the gram. All right. I think, again, this feeds into the whole narrative that Desmond was jealous of Kristy and he felt some type of way about Kristy eclipsing him because he's trying his best to be like a chef superstar, and he's doing his best to like literally get up those numbers with Kristy, but maybe he does feel like the big dog with this girl because she needs him for advice. He can put her on. She's impressed by all the money he has. You see what I'm saying? That might be it too. Anyway, Desmond's 6 years older than this girl. I guess 24, 30, I guess. She put this a few days ago. The only thing you do is go out and party. Joke's on you. I actually go to dinner first. Again, listen, I'm not just, let this little 23, 24-year-old have her fun. Like, I hope you'll never find my pencil when I was 23, 24. I was talking, y'all know me, I was talking mad shit about everything and everybody, right? Literally, you couldn't tell me nothing. Anyway, oh, now here's interesting that she just posted a few days ago that I thought that was really funny. She said some men, oh, and you know how you know Miss Mama's ready? She leaked to TMZ it was her, right? Said she didn't know who Desmond was. I don't believe that for a second, especially not in the Houston area. But she didn't, usually when someone's like, no, I don't want that. All her accounts are still public. Baby, she wants all the followers and not one page is private. Mama is ready for her close-up, And again, some people say that Desmond was upset about the rumors that he likes a strong touch of a man, right? And they said Desmond set this up. Again, if you guys are just joining us, I do not think that Desmond set this up, because in Texas, it's an at-fault divorce state. And in Texas, the person that cheated usually gets less in the property division. You literally do, and I think they still have interference with marriage or whatever, but you can get money if you can prove that your spouse cheated on you. So I don't think that when you're going through a high-profile divorce, and on top of that, Desmond needs his women audience, right? And those pick-me's that were like, cuckoo, right? Begging Desmond to throw them crumbs. Well, they're not going to respect Desmond being with this type of woman. They just talk trash about Kristy like she was Sodom and Gomorrah for making wholesome family content. They're not going to want Desmond with this type of woman. And on top of that, Desmond needs brand deals. Desmond needs to be family safe. And by that video getting out, it completely destroyed. And now the girl shows up, it completely destroys Desmond's wholesome family image guy, family guy image. So it messes up. And I'm not saying he's never going to bounce back. I'm not saying his career is over. I am saying that for the foreseeable future, he's not going to get brand deals. Maybe, but it's going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, people might turn away from you. And Kristy is way up. If I was Kristy, I wouldn't say ish right now. I wouldn't throw a sub. I wouldn't say anything. It's like, thank you, God. It's like Desmond is getting his karma right now. And at this point, Kristy is winning. Desmond's made a fool of himself. You got played by a 24-year-old influencer and her friend, and they are using you for a come up. Yo, Desmond is not ready to be in these dating streets. Ladies, Desmond just exposed himself as a lick. Attention, all women. If you are into licks, Desmond just exposed himself as a lick. Go ahead. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a dizzy? Attention, all women. Desmond Scott is a lick and a dummy. And if you guys go run that game over, go run. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people say this girl's an opportunist. Let me just say this. I think she's very young. I think she's 23, she's 24. And people that are 23, 24 know how much you can make off of social media. I think she saw an opportunity to go viral again, an opportunity to run those. This could be the thing that launches her career. Seriously, we might still be talking about her in 6 years because now she's selling makeup and blah, blah, blah. And she was known as the girl that broke up Desmond and Kristy's marriage. Infamy is still clicks and views. Here's my point. I don't think she's an opportunist because I don't think Desmond, first of all, if Desmond had even thought about anybody besides himself, thought about the way Kristy would feel, knowing after he just told her that he was having an affair, that he was making out publicly in one of the hot spots in Houston, Santee Bar. Santee Bar is a huge hot spot. You just told this girl that you've been dating since you were 14 and y'all got married for 11 years, that you broke your vows and cheated on her. In the same conversation, you told her you weren't happy and you wanted a separation. You just got served divorce papers because, she's like, separate what? Like, if you don't want me, I'm leaving, right? Especially if you're cheating on me. I can work through a lot, but not cheating. So you just told her that. That has to be very hurtful. She deserved better as the person that extended your bloodline and gave you 2 healthy boys that she loves and cares for and protects, right? She is the mother of your children. At this point, when you know somebody since you are 14, they've known each other as a couple longer than they've actually been alive. You see what I'm saying? They met when they were 14. They're now 30, 31. You guys have been a couple together longer than you haven't been without each other in life. She deserved more. And if you cared about anybody but yourself, right? You'd have been like, I'm not going to make out publicly with my mistress. Or even if she's a random girl that she met, it doesn't matter. But even if you didn't care about Kristy, why didn't you care about your 2 boys who are old enough for people to be showing them TMZ and seeing their daddy make a fool of himself? and not thinking about how that's going to affect your kids. Desmond didn't care. He just wanted to feel like that guy in the club. I'm just speculating what's in his head. So is she an opportunist, or did Desmond give anybody that he felt was worthy to sit on his lap? Did he just give them an opportunity? And he got played, because Desmond is used to Kristy's bullshit, but the bullshit you know about someone that you've been with since you're 14 is completely different from being young, 23, 24, and meeting a young woman who is outside. You see what I'm saying? And here's the thing. I do honestly, truly believe that if you are 23, 24, maybe outside is the best place for you. It's all a scam. I'm telling y'all, if you're 23, 24, that whole good woman-ish, it is a scam. It's a scam. If you are a 23, 24 woman, you should be outside. You should be having fun. You should be sowing your oats. So I don't blame this woman for doing what a single 23, 24-year-old girl tends to do. Listen, if you want to be in church, great. If you want to be standing there with like bobby socks on and a skirt down to your ankles and like a little church sweater, do you. But if you are 23, 24, I strongly suggest that you are outside in those streets. Is she an opportunist, or did Desmond give him an opportunity? It's like saying it's like saying Drake's baby's mom is an opportunist. Hear me out. We're going to get further into her pages. Hold on, y'all. I got more receipts, but let's have this moral debate for the ages. It's like saying that Drake's baby mom is an opportunist. Maybe because there were rumors that she was trying to get a lot of rappers, like she wanted to get some rappers' baby. I get that. But Drake was the one that has the millions. And Drake was the one that was Drake. And Drake was the one that was swimming without a swim cap on. So was she an opportunist, or did you give them an opportunity? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, so I thought this was interesting that she said, Desmond, she was talking to you, you didn't even know it. Some men get the woman that everybody wants and forget she's still the woman that everybody wants. From your lips to God's ears. Again, this girl is where Kristy was 7-8 years ago. And maybe she'll rise to the limbs of what Kristy is now, because Kristy got an 8-year head start on her. Maybe she won't. The whole point of the matter is, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. So anyway. Sorry, guys. Anyway. Okay, so anyway, let's keep going. Sorry. Okay, so where else are we? This is her. She said Rocket Game outfit inspo. So she is outside. And if you're 23, 24, you should be. I think any woman should be outside. You know, looking cute, having little photo shoots, or at the Houston Rockets floor seats. You know, she's looking for a ball player. You know, I'm looking soldier, and then we only carry big things. Where they at? You know, looking like she's an extra in Beyonce. Yo, Desmond, this girl, right? This girl. Oh, so funny thing. So TMZ had some things to say. TMZ said, no disrespect. Now, TMZ's wrong with this. Chat. These are not my feelings or opinions, but this is what, because I was like, what's people on TMZ that broke the story saying? One person said, no disrespect, but this is a transgender person. No, that is very mean. Another person said, that's a man, not a woman. Yo, they try to make Desmond gay. This narrative sick no matter what. That guy must really be heartbroken and going through a midlife crisis. No woman who is worthy will make out with you in public like that, not even as a married couple. Another person said that face looks very hard, mannish, and lives in Houston. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it reported that Atlanta and Houston had high HIV rates? Just saying, be careful, folks, especially for the ones old enough to know better. It only takes one slip up. Another person said, your comment is everything. I think it was a dude. Okay, so TMZ is being messy. I do not co-sign this. I think this woman is very, very beautiful. The reason I put those comments up is the fact that people are still trying to run. People are still trying to run with the narrative that Desmond cheated on Kristy with a man, and the reason why he was tonguing that girl down, living his best life, is because he wanted to dispel the rumors. Again, I do not believe that Desmond was caught with a man at all. Why was he tonguing her down so hard? Again, my opinion is Desmond's been in a long-term committed relationship since he has been 15, right? When they go out, the grass is always greener. He sees people, right? He sees people having fun. He sees the guys in the club every week. They got a different woman. He sees that. And I think a part of him wanted to be young, wild, and free and single. The only other half, right? Who said that? Todd said, Tisa, you have to change that ringtone. My heart jumped like we was under. Sorry, y'all. I didn't know y'all could hear that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's up, Trishawn? Trishawn said her jaw like, no, you guys, let's not talk about this little 24-year-old's looks. I mean it. Like, stop. Like, she's a pretty girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think Kristy is drop dead gorgeous, but this girl is pretty too. You give it up. Oh, Trishawn. Trishawn said, what's up, Tisa? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I hope your day's going good and you got water on deck. No, I do not have water on deck today. There's a lot of changes going on, right? Oh, somebody said wisdom of Solomon. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Fifth World said sprinkle is a fraud. I don't think sprinkle is a fraud at all. That's like saying a coach who's never played professional basketball is a fraud. That's like saying a parenting coach who's never raised a kid is a fraud. That's like saying somebody that's never been in an abusive relationship can't give you advice on how to steer clear of an abusive relationship. Somebody can give you advice on the best way to do things without necessarily living by it. You see what I'm saying? Because there's certain things as women that we don't see when we're in relationships, but if you're not in the relationship, that shit is crystal clear. All right. Trishawn, so you don't drink water anymore? No, I drink water, but I forgot my water mug. And now I'm a creature of habit. Trishawn. I'm a creature of habit sometimes in weird ways, right? Anybody knows about ADHD obsession. I'm a creature of habit where I got used to drinking my water out of my water bottle with the same hibiscus tea bag that I make, right? And that's how I got used to drinking water. And now that I forgot my water bottle and I don't have my loose hibiscus leaves to make a hibiscus tea bag to kind of flavor the water, now I don't want to drink water because I don't like the way water tastes. And I just like the way hibiscus with no sugar tasted in there. Anyway, right? All right. So anyway, you guys stop talking. Chat. Stop talking about this girl's looks, okay? I see it. Stop it. Not that kind of channel. I just think, to me, she does not look trans. I just think that she's had surgery done. Nothing wrong with that. But I do think that for the girls to get surgery, this is a very common aesthetic they like. And anyway, it don't matter if y'all like it. Desmond loves it. Desmond loves it. Don't nobody want soft-faced Kristy, right? He wants that jawline to cut him. He likes people with sharp features. Anyway, she said, life is better when nobody knows what I'm doing. This was on January 3rd. Desmond allegedly celebrated her birthday with her and spent 40 stacks on her. That is 40K. I told you Kristy made Desmond rich. Spent 40 stacks on her. And he got served celebrate the birthday on the 29th, got served with divorce papers on the 30th. Interesting. And she put on January 3rd, life is better when nobody knows what I'm doing, right? Secret lovers, that's what we are. Okay, so this is her Instagram, Mari. This is one of her girlfriends. She's also a model, but Mari put in this. I took the screenshot when her girlfriend was, I think it's one of her besties, but this is Mari, that's Desmond's girlfriend's account. And she put 40K well spent. Thank you to my man, and put hashtag 24th birthday. Now, she did post this on the 30th, but her birthday was actually on the 29th. Okay. She posted this on the 30th. Thank you to my man. Desmond got served via email with divorce papers also on the 30th. Okay. On top of that, people are saying, well, how do we know that Desmond was the one that spent 40K on her birthday? Well, let's work it out. 1, Desmond got the money. 2, she was just tonguing Desmond down. She said she didn't know who she is. People said that is not actually true. It's not the actual time that Desmond left. And many people are saying that this is Desmond's long-term something. But however, women in the chat, and men too, if you had spent, men, Tershawn, Todd, if you will, if you had spent 40K on your girl's birthday, would you take kindly with less than 9 days later, her tonguing down an unknown man? Women in the chat, if your man had, and she said my man, but when I look through her Insta, I don't see any pictures of men. One would think if you're always on social media that you would show your relationship, especially if he's dropping 40K. Even I will not pretend like 40K is not a lot for a regular person to drop on a birthday, right? Even if you ball in, 40K is pretty generous for a birthday, right? If your man just spent 40K on a birthday for you, are you going to mess that up by tonguing down some random man at the same place you celebrated your birthday? She also celebrated her birthday at Santee Bar, and that was the same place that her and Desmond were caught at. People are saying this girl is the girl. Mari is I think the girl's Lebanese or Arab or something or other, right? I don't know. She might even be Jewish. I don't know. Her last name is Springer, but I don't know. This is the girl that people said took the video of her tonguing down Desmond. This is her bestie. Anyway, let's continue. She said, no revenge, because this is how everyone in my life talks to me. This was on January 1st. Okay. It makes me wonder, did Kristy know about this girl? More importantly, remember that little thing the girl posted when she said, if you miss them, you're not busy enough, right? And then her girlfriend said, posted, hold on, let me get this in. Her girlfriend posted, this is Aruka, whatever her name is, right? Posted busy. And this was in the thing where she thanked her man for spending 40K on her birthday. And she posted, you busy, right? You're not busy enough. And now she's like, yeah, you're busy. I think it's some weird inside joke. People said this is where, and then the fire, people said that where, and also my queen, she posted that after the fact to the girl that was fun. Anyway, they're saying that's the girl that filmed everything out of this, that, and the third. So yeah, hold on, a little bit more. I think, am I done with the slideshow? Oh, also, This girl is really, really, really trying her best to become a relationship coach on how to play guys. And again, judging by the way all the men and the pick-me's reacted to a devoted wife and mother that was building generational wealth for her family, and all her husband had to do was sit back and be like, Kristy! Kristy! That's all he had to do, literally, while he was laying on the couch, while she was doing backflips and whatnot. And the way she was dragged, right? Sadly enough, what's this girl's name? Mary or Mari? I think there are more 23, 24-year-olds that actually do need dating coaches now. Because when I was seeing the comments on the Kristy stuff, I was like, y'all, we're cooked. We have literally gone back to 1950. Y'all giving lessons on how to make a man not cheat on you, not keep a man, right? Not build a healthy relationship. But y'all think that you can take lessons to make a man not cheat on you? Honey, a cheater is a cheater, and there's really nothing you can do. So let's keep going. Anyway, where are we at? So yeah, that is the ballad of Desmond Scott and how he's pretty much, that's the ballad of Desmond Scott and how he's pretty much just ruined his life for some girl and her girlfriend to set you up and then leak everything too. Hold on, y'all. Sorry. Okay. 1 second. Yeah, that is the ballad, right? Yeah, so listen up. So PG said, I never heard of Desmond or Kristy, and I live in Houston, but they are younger than me. Exactly. I think that if you are in the early 20s social media sphere, everybody knows who Desmond Scott is, you know? Who's that? Flora Medora said, what LOL of a man going to cheat if he wants no matter what? Yes, a dog is a dog. A golden retriever is still a dog. Like people think, and that's how people get chipped. People think because somebody is a nice guy or presents as a nice guy, I do think it's a character flaw for people that will actually cheat. If you don't want to be in a relationship, just leave. If you're married, file for divorce. At least serve them with papers before you take it there. If you're not married, at least in the relationship, and then you can go out that night and do what you want. You said it's over, but there is a special type of psyche, right? There's a special type of psyche for men and women that are cheaters. There's a special type of psyche, and it's crazy to me that if a woman's a cheater, baby, she can just forget it. But with Desmond, people were actually making excuses on why Kristy was undeserving, and I was like, wow. Why Kristy was because annoying, and Desmond jumped back in with a woman who's also on social media. But unlike Kristy, she is outside. And I do think because this woman has been single and she is 23, 24, and she is outside, I think that dating age-wise, she is probably much more advanced than Desmond is. How like every time you're single, when you get back in the dating field, you miss like new dating technology and you have to speed up. I think that Desmond, he needs to speed up. Like, again, they've been together for 16 years. 16 years? So shut up. That's 2006. That's 2016. Desmond hasn't been in a dating scene. Last time Desmond was dating, I don't even think Instagram had been invented yet. He probably wooed Kristy on a MySpace. And now you out here with social media and getting set up. Oh, Desmond. Just, it's just sad. It's just sad. Again, listen. Oh, that's another thing. Desmond's friends blocking. Y'all picked the wrong friend to stand by in the divorce. See, here's the thing. When you are in a divorce, especially when both people are rich in their own right, and, got pulled, I would have tried to stay cool with Desmond and Kristy. but all his friends knew about it. Kristy already know that though. Kristy probably, because again, if you are cheating, what other excuse do you have? You saying you're going out with your friends, you're saying you're doing a guy's trip, you say you're doing this. The friends had to be involved. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. That's sad. Listen. So what is MySpace? MySpace was an online platform where you weren't on MySpace in like 8th grade, 11th grade. Like, it was an online platform that you could upload pictures with music. And it was wild because this is before anybody realized that what you think and feel can be used against you. So people were saying what? I mean, honestly, everybody on MySpace was very young too, but people were saying wild shit. Even like a lot of celebs now, they're getting doxxed for their racist past. They are pulling up and they tried to delete their MySpace. They're pulling up posts that they made on MySpace. MySpace is before Instagram, and it lets you do music and pictures. And MySpace, it was like the original social media, wasn't it? Right? It was original. And also to be on MySpace, everybody would lie about their age so they could get like an 18 and over account. That's another thing with MySpace. You had to lie about your age to get an 18 and over account. So then you could do what you want. But MySpace was the original social media. It was a lot more earnest and beautiful than Instagram is. But that was back like around indie sleaze, like 2010, I want to say 2006 to 2010 was MySpace. Around 2010, nobody was really using MySpace, but it was still there. And it was a whole indie sleaze where like, if you had a picture of like a bunch of good looking people in the room, everybody had a different type of beauty. You know what I'm saying? It was before social media, plastic surgery. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was just like a more innocent time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, it is what it is. Listen, here's the funny thing. Desmond is turning, first of all, let me get into this story for y'all, because this story is funny. Desmond is really, Natasha, what's up, girl? Thank you, said, what is it? Thought busy meant buoyancy. Stop it! You guys, stop. This is a young girl, and you know, the young girls these days, listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman being out in the street. I do not think she looks trans. I do think that we're attacking this girl because we're comparing her to Kristy. And I feel like if we just saw Desmond on the street first, you'd be like, oh, she's pretty. I think it's because we love Kristy and everybody's comparing her to Kristy and we're attacking that. You know, I think that's why people are like, oh my God, she looked like a man. Because at the end of the day, she could look like Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell had a baby, and we still be like, nah, Kristy's better. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you guys, I do think there's something in social media where we see so many beautiful people that we start ranking people. But I feel like if we saw them on the street, we'd be like, yeah, they're cute enough. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You know? Listen. It is what it is. And also, let's not forget that in this thing, filler is a thing. And yeah, she's had filler, but she's still pretty. It's like Desmond likes he likes what he likes. Like, he likes what he likes. My issue is, let's see about this girl that played. My issue is this girl played Desmond, and I love that for him. I love that his first hold on. So they love, I love that she played him. I love it. I love it because Desmond's going to have a rough divorce. He is going to have a rough, somebody said, who said it on Twitter? Somebody said, Desmond is going to be a red pill podcast bro in a year. Save this tweet. The way Desmond is about to get eaten up out in this dating market, he might actually be a red pill. he might actually be a red pill podcast bro by the end of the year after he's done getting eaten up. Because again, this costs him money in the divorce. Texas does have full fault if you have adultery, especially if there's proof of it. Okay. So anyway, the Diva Derbovenkamp. What's up, Diva? I said, not the Joanna man jaw. Stop. Y'all are being, honestly, let me stop reading these comments about this girl. You guys are being too harsh on these girls' looks, right? I think that at the end of the day, if we saw Desmond just out of her, y'all would be like, she's pretty. I think but here's another thing too, why Desmond's gonna have such a hard time. Kristy is already drop dead gorgeous. She's funny, she's entertaining. You know, Kristy is drop dead gorgeous, but she's also like very likable. Again, this is all parasocial relationship, right? My whole point is, I do not think that Desmond can pop up with any woman that will be like, yo, she's better than Kristy. I think Kristy, and if y'all don't know who she is, okay, fine, but you will this year. I think that Kristy is so loved that there's not going to be a woman that can compare to her. And this is another thing Desmond should have accounted for. Again, if you're not happy in a relationship, leave. My issue isn't that Desmond wasn't happy. My issue isn't that Desmond wanted to call it quits. My issue isn't that Desmond didn't want to be married anymore. Like, we only got one life. Do what makes you happy. As long as you're taking care of those kids, it's the way he did it. It was a disrespect, the humiliation, the cheating. And even this man that literally got played and literally messed up his divorce money, right? He put out a public statement that I could read through, but a bunch of pick-me's was eating it up. He put out a public statement about him. He put out a public statement about, I wanted to leave her first. And make sure y'all follow my cooking channel. He put out a public statement saying that it was his idea to leave her. It was his idea to leave her. Yeah. And that he wanted to leave. And it's kind of like you did all this ish to get that lick off. And now look, you just got, you look like a scumbag. You look stupid. You got played. All these people that were defending you for why you cheated on your wife, they silent now because you went for the exact same type of woman that, according to them, wasn't worthy of anything. You see what I'm saying? And she outside. And we all know pick-me's. And that one thing for certain and two things for sure, a pick-me hates a young woman. A pick-me hates a woman that's outside. A pick-me hates a woman that's posting third tracks. Most pick-me's are very like respectability, tone policing. Why you got that on? Why you got that out? So it's kind of like the women that were defending you because they're anti-woman and they're riding with you because they think Kristy wasn't a good woman because she wasn't barefoot pregnant, massaging your shoulders and telling you you're the best king every single night. Well, this new woman is someone they really don't like. So what are you doing? You just alienated whatever fan base you had left. And ain't no sponsors want to see you be like, hey, come with me to pick up my side, John. Thank you so much for the Marriott, for giving us like this exclusive night. Me and my side, John, had the night of our lives. Like, who's going to sponsor you? Hey guys, come with me. HelloFresh is sponsoring me for me to cook my side chick dinner. Like, so you literally isolated your brand deals and you isolated the women that have been defending you cheating because Kristy wasn't a good woman because she was working on social media and she only craved the fame. Damn. Trishawn, stop. He said, you'll never find blum, bum, bum, a jawline like mine. You know what? Y'all horrible. Again, y'all be eating me up. So I guess I just got to let this go. Y'all be eating me up. If you're watching this, Mary, don't take it personal. They be eating me up too. So Diva said he looks like he's sulking because he wasn't getting any attention from the masses. Yeah, to me, it looked like he was living his fantasy. You ever see where like even married people, they have this fantasy that being single is so great. And single people have this fantasy that being married is so great. right? Grass is always greener. And there's a lot of married people that's like, ooh, yay, fun being single, but they don't see those lonely nights you come home and you want somebody to hold and somebody that really gets you and someone that you can trust with your emotions. Just like a lot of single people idolize marriage and they don't see people that haven't liked each other, let alone be friends with each other for the last 15 years, but yet they've been married for 50. You see what I'm saying? So again, marriage is beautiful. Being single is beautiful, but there are people that idolize both and both got their pros and cons. You truly have to do what's best for you. But there are a lot of men that leave marriages and at first they out there because there's a lot of girls. It's like, yeah. It's easier for a man to meet someone than a woman past because men, I guess, are fine with just making out in the club and women, it's like, no, we got like, no, you're gonna have to provide. You're gonna have to like be my friend. You're gonna have to take care of me when I'm sick. Like, we want somebody to like, what is it? Provide, protect, and put first. I forget what that whole thing is, right? Provide, protect, and put first, or whatever it is. Whereas men are usually happier with superficial things. But then once they go out there and they see that, they assume that everybody is going to love them the way their wife loved them. Everybody's going to put up with them the way their wife put up with them. And you can say the same thing about single women, right? You assume that everybody is going to have all the good things your partner had without the bad. But people aren't like that. And I think that's just where Desmond's about to be eat up, Deepa said, look, he just likes what he likes. Construction worker clavicles. Listen, a lot of people and look, I think that this girl had a baby face. And I noticed that nowadays, it's not really in to have a baby face. So as soon as these young girls they want to get the Bella Hadid special, right? Because right now, at least in the West, having a baby face isn't really in. But when you look at her right here, and this was 2 years ago, very cute girl, and she had a baby face, and she got curly hair, so let's keep going.
Springer, I'm a December 2024 grad, and this is my life as a professional model. This is my graduation photos from U of H. These actually went viral on TikTok. This is one of my first viral moments. I actually got into modeling because I started doing music videos.
She's saying these are her viral. Let me stop, because she's young. And honestly, everybody goes start somewhere. I will never. She's saying this is her viral moment, and it got 528. I'm not talking shit saying, oh, girl, get your numbers up, because everybody got to start somewhere, right? I mean, at one point, it would be a dream if I could even get 520. It would be I remember when I started this channel in 2021, it was a dream if I could get 28 people to watch a video. So when you start from the bottom, the only way is up. I'm not clowning her because it's such. I'm saying that she wants a career like Desmond's estranged wife does. And that would be her dream. And Desmond left the wife. Desmond, you about to get eaten up.
Paul Wall, Bun B, and a bunch of other
Paul Wall videos, Bun B. I'm a big fan of Paul Wall and Bun B. And again, the issue isn't that she's in music videos. The issue isn't that she's outside. I've said it once and I'll say it again. Every girl, if you're 23 and you're 24, turn this damn live off. Go outside. Go talk some trash to the men. Run game. Tell lies. Have fun. Go have some fun. No, you ain't marrying them. And no, they can't meet your mama. But go have fun. You're 23, 24. Get off this live and go have fun. Go be in music videos. Go be at the basketball games. Go put on the short. Let me tell y'all something. When you are 50, every woman, and when you're 50, when you're 60, when you're 60, when you're 70, you're going to look at pictures and be like, damn, why didn't I have those legs out? Why did I have those? Like, you're going to be like, I was so beautiful. Go make some pictures so you can show your grandkids and be like, you see Granny? Yeah, Granny was doing it. Go out there, hike that skirt up, pull that shirt down, put on those heels, talk trash, ignore them, block them. do what you want, but go have fun. Go be young, wild, and free. So the issue isn't that she's in music videos. The issue is you can tell this girl, she's been in the dating pool for a while. Now, she's only 23, 24, but she's been in the dating pool for 23, 24 years. Well, that's not fair. From 15, assuming she started dating at 15 or 16. Yes, puppy love stuff, but 15 or 16 until she was 24. Desmond got in a serious relationship when he was 14, 15. This girl got 10 years of dating on Desmond. He about to be eaten up. And all the girls that Desmond dating gonna have those years on him. And Desmond can't, he better not. Desmond can't date the 15-year-old. He can't date anybody intellectually that's the same age as him intellectually that he is. He coming out with like he's 15, like it's 2010 again. You cannot date somebody with the same amount of naivety that you have because you're going to go to jail. So it's just going to be an odd fit, you know? Diva said, my mom always said, never trust a person with no upper lip. Wait, are you talking about me? Hold on. There's some upper lip there. Listen, never trust somebody with no upper lip. Listen. People are saying, listen, yeah, that's it. He is 15 years behind in dating. That's why he's dating 20-year-olds. Yeah, but even the 20-year-olds got more game. And also, like, social media has changed everything. So again, he'll get through it. But I just think he thought he was going to have all the benefits of being single while still, anyway, again.
Houston artist. And that kind of got my Instagram rolling, and people were asking like, oh, do you do photo shoots? Do you do clothing brands? And I'm like, yeah, of course. And that's really how that started. I was in London and these kids from Paris were like, hey, are you a model? We're built.
Now, I see why people are saying, hey, are you a model? She's a beautiful girl, right? However, what's everybody that was defending Desmond for cheating saying Kristy just wanted the fame, she just wanted to be outside, she just wanted to be seen, when he literally disrespected the mother of his kids and acted as such a dirtbag with cheating for somebody that
our clothing company. We really want you to model for us. We met up and we did like a whole photo shoot with the most iconic London scene. Last but not least, we have one of my absolute favorite looks. This was actually for a perfume ad. Very elegant.
And this is Kristy. This is Kristy. Yeah. I don't know. What do y'all think? Listen, that's right. Who said that? Diva said he thought he was going to have the benefits from his wife's celebrity. I know that's right. He did. He thought, and he almost got away with it, but I think he just lost the pick-me vote. The ones that hated Kristy, but they definitely not going to like this new girl. He lost his things, right? And now he has to rebuild. And that little camera thing that this girl set him up with, sorry,
it plays fetch.
That little camera thing that I think the girl and her friend set him up with is going to cost some money in a divorce. So I don't know. Congratulations, Desmond. Congratulations. You know, who said this? Cassie said they never leave you for someone better. They leave you for someone easier. Oh, you're right. That girl is easier to impress, easier to not make any effort for, just easier. Well, that girl said that Desmond spent $40K on her birthday, assuming that's her man. She don't got any other men on her storyline. Again, the only question now is, did Kristy confront him about cheating, or did he just confess and say, I just need some face? I don't know. Again, she's a pretty girl. That's not it. It's not about beauty. It is about the fact that the grass ain't always greener. And it is about the fact that Desmond played himself and he about to really Desmond messed up so bad. I don't even know what to say. about this. This man messed up. And honestly, if I was Kristy, this is the last thing I'm going to say. If I was Kristy, I wouldn't say nothing. Kristy is literally winning now. She got the upper hand. I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't comment. I wouldn't say anything. I would just let everybody eat Desmond up. It's like you literally got karma just like that. You got karma just like that. He made a fool of himself. Everybody's laughing. You have the upper hand in divorce because Texas does penalize cheating. He lost his brand deals. And on top of that, Kristy's star is growing because I thought everybody knew who Kristy was. She got like across all social media platforms, about 100 million followers. However, it's a lot of people in the world, and she is growing every day. Just in the first day of divorce, she gained 1 million followers. You know what I'm saying? So Kristy has a lot more to grow, and I can't wait for her next brand deal, what she's going to do, how she's going to jump out. Again, it's not saying Desmond needs to be in the mud. It's just saying that, like, yo, what else could it be beyond, Trishawn said, we all know this is not going to be the last thing Tisa said. Here's all I'm saying. What, like, I just don't understand. Was it jealousy? Was it insecurity? Was it envy? Was it the fact that he was just always a cheater and he finally got caught? But what would actually make you cheat on your significant other that you've been married to? He picked you. He made you his family. He did above all else. What could make someone that literally, like, put a ring on the finger? You guys are family now. You come first. We have kids. We built an empire. What can make someone not only want to leave, but to treat you so bad on the way out? You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Listen, we will see. But, you know, I think Desmond, I said this in my last video, but I think it's true. I think Desmond got what he asked for, but I don't think he got what he wanted. That's all I'm saying. And I think right now, hear me out, no matter how stubborn that man is, after the way this girl played him and identified themselves, at first released the video, then identified herself to TMZ and is using him to run her numbers up, as she should, right? Because Desmond's obviously using her, right? But to run her numbers up, I think when Desmond woke up, I think he woke up sick. I think he woke up like, damn. I think he woke up sick. You can't go back to Kristy. That marriage is done. She's ready to go. This new girl just played you, and whatever else you're doing, the business might be in the street too, because now people realize they can use you to get famous. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that he regrets it. I will say he woke up, and I think this was one of the days where he couldn't rationalize. He couldn't rationalize that he had made the best decisions for himself, and the way he moved toward the end of 2025, as he says. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Divine said, because Divine meant creative. Divine meant creative. Said because they were together when they were kids, he was a corny person. Yeah, like most 14, 15-year-olds are. The spotlight started to get to his head. More girls wanted him. And he started feeling himself. I think that's true. I think that's 100% true. I think that's the truest reaction of what probably happened to him, right? People, there's something about women, and you know I'm a girl's girl, right? And I don't know if men do this because I'm not a man, but there is a certain type of, you ever see women that like taking other people's men, right? Like, for instance, I've noticed with those type of women, yes, you guys are lost and you'll come back home soon, but oftentimes they actually want to be the woman who they're sleeping with their man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they sometimes I'm like, do you just want the woman? But a lot of women that make a habit of sleeping with other men, people's men, when you get down to it and you talk them through the psychology, they either want to be the woman so bad they want to cut and paste in their life, or they low-key want the woman. Maybe they don't even realize it yet, but when you listen to them, it's like, sound like you want the woman. And now everything the woman has, you want that too, in a weird way to be close to her. It's a kind of psychological thing, right? You know, there are certain women that they see a picture perfect life. And it's usually when they're young. And this is how like a lot of older men can run game on younger girls. You see a life. But because you're young and you listen to the patriarchy, you don't realize that in most relationships, the wife is doing all the emotional labor. They are the ones holding the relationship together. They are the ones counseling their husbands. They're the ones telling their husbands, don't mess with him. He's not trustworthy. No, do it this way. They're the ones that when the husband comes home and he's talking about what's going on at work, they're giving him a pep talk or advising him on what he should do, right? Because patriarchy makes it seem like if a relationship is bountiful, the man somehow built this, right? There are a lot of, not a lot, but there are women who are still don't even realize they are been brainwashed by the patriarchy, that assume that if they see a woman doing good, the man somehow put that in a position. And they think that they can just cut and paste their way, right, into the golden life. Kristy, Desmond, 2 cute kids, right? And because they're with Desmond, you know, they believe in Desmond. Yeah, I made her. I told her, do the backflip. I told her, no, do a handstand. No, I told her to buy the robot dog. You know, he's probably saying all this stuff. So they somehow think, yo, Desmond's the reason Kristy got put on. And he's a perfect family man. So you know what? If I just cut and paste myself into the story, I'm going to have all the benefits that Kristy has, because Desmond built this family and Desmond did this and Desmond put her on. They're too young or too brainwashed by the patriarchy to actually see what most grown women know are the dynamics in a relationship. That's why people tell you, stand at other people's marriages. I don't care if you're Christian, Buddhist, Hindu. I don't care if you're agnostic. I don't care if you're atheist. When people tell you to stand at other people's marriages and relationships, it's not because, to me, it's not on some moral code. I mean, true, you don't want to hurt anyone, but it really is. When people tell you that, it is self-preservation. You never know from the outside looking in what is going on in a marriage. And the happiest, most perfect couples, baby, it could be Silence of the Lambs behind the door. They tell you to stay out of other people's marriages because it is self-preservation, okay? The way our world is, and especially with patriarchy, most women, if a man even is halfway good, is going to try to do mental gymnastics to stay with them. They're going to try to do mental gymnastics. So when you see a woman good to a good man, something happened. Something's not adding up. Because most women, and when I say most, I say 98% of women are not walking away from a man that loves, honor, respects, and puts them first. They're just not. Most women, if they got a man that loves, honors, are going to pay 50% of the bills. Don't be fooled by this podcast bro stuff. Most women, if they got a good man, are willing to also put in the work. So when you see a man that is rich and handsome and good looking, and he looks like he's a good guy, and that woman is like, I don't give a damn. Do not get involved in their relationship because there is something you don't know. There is an angle you don't know. Beloved, let it go. That's why they say stay out of other people's relationships, because you never truly know what it is. And if you don't believe me, I mean, look at Portia Williams. She effed around and found out. I mean, she got free rent for 3 years or 2 years. I don't know. She got free rent for 3 years, but she did have to kiss tequila flavored for a few more years than that. Anyway, y'all, listen. Exactly. Who said that? Somebody's mama said, I hope Kristy has some fun money. Go spend time with a manly man. Listen, I know right now there are so many men and women in Kristy's inbox. You can't tell me. Kristy look good. She, a loving, caring mom. She's young enough to have more kids if you want a family. She got enough money to take care of all her kids and your future kids. She got money. She's beautiful. She's connected. She knows a lot of celebrity friends. And it seems like she's fun to be around. I'm not saying that Kristy is going to get a marriage proposal tomorrow, but I'm saying that just like there's women that look at Desmond and be like, I'll take it. There's a lot of men looking at Kristy saying, yep, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it, you know? Listen. Exactly. Susan says, true artist design says 23 years of marriage. It's never 50-50. It's we're in it together. I mean, that is marriage. But again, even in those 23 years, I'm sure y'all might have been cursing each other out for 2 weeks straight. But when you guys are out in public, you're like, hi, okay, thank you. So that's how I just think people should stay out of other people's relationships just out of self-preservation. You never know what's going on behind closed doors. Let them work it out. And also, I'm like, ew, why would I want you? And you would cheat with me? Oh, no. Also, it's like, show me you have honor and empathy and whatever, because like, as sad as it is, 90% of relationships end sooner or later. So you got to pay attention to the way they treated the last person, because if they treated the last person petty, vindictive, cruel, most likely when it's over with you, they're going to be the same way. So that's another reason why it's like, don't date cheaters, because 99% of the time when they're tired of you, they're going to be cheating on you too. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Mocha China said maybe Desmond is jealous and insecure. Nothing Kristy can do about that. Yeah, Lori said, I will be single for a while after this viral her. Have fun. Exactly. And there's a funny thing. Why can't Kristy have fun? Think about it. I think the only reason to rush to get married is if you want to have children and have a partner that hopefully helps you raise the kids under one roof. But if you already have and here's the thing, Kristy is 31, right? Kristy is getting to that age, which is 35 to 36, where a lot of people that got married in their 20s, had their kids, are now, for whatever reason, divorcing. So, and the divorced people don't want more kids. So Kristy is literally 4 years away from, you rich, you can meet somebody else that's rich. They got kids, you got kids. It's just a Brady bunch. She's getting to an actually really, really good age. But then again, Kristy got so much money. Again, like only an evil person would be like, I don't want to raise anybody else's kids, because it's like the money's not an issue. So what, you don't got enough love in your heart to raise another kid? That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Somebody said Kristy is on a break from men for a while. Kids are important now. Well, that's the funny thing. I think Kristy has a really good team. And Kristy's team is probably telling her, this is the perfect time to lay low. This is not the time to be out here dating. Kristy, you have a brand. You have an image. And most importantly, you got 2 cute kids at home. This is not the time to be acting up. Just lay low. And Desmond, I think his ego, I think Desmond was actually hurt that Kristy filed for divorce. As much as the pick-me's didn't read his statement correctly, Desmond wanted a separation, not a divorce. Those are 2 different things. A separation implies you're taking a break, but you're going to come back. You're trying to figure it out. A divorce is we ain't figuring ish out except for when are you coming to get your ish. Anyway, listen, you guys. Wishing the best of luck for anybody that is in a relationship, and wishing lots of lots of happiness to anybody that's happily single. At the end of the day, life is too short to be with people who don't value you, don't respect you, or won't protect you, So do what you can to be happy. And that's all there is. You only have one life to live. And that's it. If something's not making you happy, then what are you going to do? Right? It's sad. They did seem really, really cute. And I think the reason why we're invested is in relationships. Relationships can be so that when you see a perfect couple, you have to believe in the idea of romance. You have to believe that in the end of the day, all the sacrifice you're making will be honored. And that's why I think people look at couple channels and prank channels and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, as long as those two kids are loved and cared for, Desmond is going to be all right too, even though I do think he's going to be like, Desmond about to be played. Ladies, there is a lick in the house. Go get him. If you are into licks, hit up Desmond. Desmond Scott's DMs, right? But yeah, I think that at the night, Desmond gonna be okay. Kristy is gonna be okay. But it's just like, damn, I just wish that it's not that you want to leave, it's how you want to leave. You know what I'm saying? At least that's just me. That's just me. That's just me. You know, it is what it is. Exactly. Anyway, you guys, listen. Oh, who's this? House of Glam. What's up? House of Glam. House of Glam is happily single. She said it's happily single. House of Glam's looking if you guys know anyone. We should have a I Dream of Jamie dating reality TV show and set her up with someone. She's happily single, but you know, always trying to get Jamie married off. True Artist Design said Kristy probably knew, just needed confirmation. I believe that. I believe that. But Desmond admitted to her. So maybe when she confronted him, he was like, all right, I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth. Somebody said being unfaithful. Jade said being unfaithful is nothing to brag about. Kristy will be fine. He's definitely not thinking about the children. Exactly. Slime ball. Valentine TV, single too. We can have my funny Valentine dating thing. But I think that Trishawn said, I'm unhappily single. You say that. Shut up. Ain't nobody unhappily single. I think it's impossible to be unhappy and single. You probably just in between your roster. You don't like anybody on your roster. Next week, your roster will be up. But I do think that Grace said Desmond is a clown. Yeah, listen. Thank you, King Jesus Christ. And Kenneth said, but he didn't leave the marriage. That's true. And I will always say that he didn't leave the marriage. And that's why all these people making excuses for him, it boggles my mind. You didn't want to leave the marriage. You wanted a separation, and you did all this for someone that's trying to be what your wife is being. Not that there's anything wrong with being 23 and trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to disrespect her like that. What I am saying is all the excuses that people made for why it was cool for Desmond to cheat on Kristy. Well, Kristy's replacement is doing the same thing. So that couldn't have been it. Again, I think Desmond wanted to be big dog. I think he wanted to be big dog. I think he wanted to be like, really? Is this the way it works, Desmond? Wow. Oh my God, you're amazing. Meanwhile, Kristy was like, what are you doing? I told you not to post that one. Take it down. So you know what it is. You know what it is, right? Somebody said, Calpusha said, but he did leave mentally. Yeah, but the thing is, I think a lot of people haven't been in relationships for longer than they've not been in the relationship. So when someone that you have 2 kids with, a media empire, a business, a family business, and a company that you've been with since you were 14, my parents have been married forever. And I feel like a lot of people, because you don't see lately people that have been married forever, you don't realize that sometimes there are weeks or even months where they don't even want to see each other's face. You know, it's like when you are with somebody for that long, yes, overall there's more highs than lows, but there are times when you are getting on each other's last nerve. So you can mentally check out. But when you've been together for 16 years, especially starting so young, you just probably think it's just, all relationships go through highs and lows. You think it's just entering a low era and that y'all gonna work it out. You do not always have passionate love or you're a best friend when you talk about people who've been together for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Sometimes it's like, I wish you walk off a cliff, right? It is what it is. Sometimes you can't stand not hate them, not disrespect them, but It's like being around your family. You love your brothers and sisters. You love your mom and dad. You love your uncles. But imagine being around those mofos 24 hours a day. Even somebody you love with all your heart, you're like, can you please get out of my face? Please. I do not want to hear you chew. I want just get out of my face for 10 seconds. So I think that people, when they say, oh, he mentally checked out, that might have been true, but they had so much history and so much together and so much time that she might have thought like, okay, he's acting funny. I'm going to like, you know, get busy with work. And when you're ready to talk, we'll talk. And I do think it blindsided her when he was like, yo, I'm going to separate, because there are ups and downs in marriages. Again, I'm not saying the downs are like toxic, like y'all spit in each other's face and, you know, cheating. And no. I mean, like when sometimes it's not always passion. Sometimes they like your family and you want them out your face because, just can you please? So that's all I'm saying, right? Yeah, true artist, you get it. So he could have mentally checked out, but when you've been in a relationship for that long, you got a voice. And when he did voice, he allegedly told her in the same conversation that he had told her in the same conversation that he didn't want, he was cheating too. And I think for her, she was like, I'll ride through a little down period. You know, we're not on the same page, but let's try to, you know, like, I love you, you know, we're going to get past this. And when he said, I'm cheating, and he wanted to separate, she was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I didn't come this far to come this far. Absolutely not. She probably thinking, maybe she was, I don't know. I'm writing fan fiction at this point. I don't know, but I do know that I think he underestimated how sick of him she actually was too, you know? So again, I think it's unrealistic when somebody has been together for over 16 years, longer than they have not been with the person, got kids, family business, for someone to mentally check out. That happens all the time with people that have been together for more than 10 years. Doesn't mean they're cheating. It just means, you know, that's what a marriage is, riding through the waves, growing with a person. At least that's what I think, you know? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, listen, Kristy deserves better than this. Desmond played himself. And you know what? This girl is Desmond's karma, because now we see that Desmond's full of it. And all that he said in that apology, he don't care. He don't care nothing but fulfilling some selfish, childish fantasy he had. It's not about whether he wanted to leave Kristy. It's the way he treated the mother of his child. And I'm glad even the pick-me see that it was all smoke and mirrors. Anyway, right? Lori Powell said, love you, girl, but why are you always sniffing? I'm not always sniffing. I have a cold, Lori. Are you not human? Do you not get colds? Like, what's going on? Do you not get colds? Anyway, Lori, you're not a true fan of this because I have been taking days off because I have been sick. But on that note, let me go lay my ass down, because just like Desmond, y'all don't appreciate me. You don't appreciate me. Thank you, Lori. You don't appreciate me. The hell am I doing this live? I'm going to go take my ass to sleep. I'm going to take, somebody said that their people are flooding the mistress Instagram with hate. But you know what? She wants that smoke. She didn't make any of her pages private. She wants this to run her numbers up. Again, Desmond's not used to the 2026 dating game. He's used to 2010 wooing Kristy on MySpace, you know? He was doing that on the 2000 with Kristy on MySpace. He's not ready for 2026, you know? Anyway, you guys, listen. Sorry. Let me get out of here. The Tylenol cold and flu severe is wearing off, but I'm going to try to put in a full day of work tomorrow because it's Saturday and Sunday. Y'all know I love working the weekends, and I will. What's her IG is BBY Marie 22. BBY.MARII 22. Go ahead and give her a follow. Give her a round of applause, because I love this for Desmond. I love it for him, you know? Okay. Trishawn said, it's always that one person that got to ruin everything. Now T's about to go to sleep. Well, Trishawn, you did say 30 minutes ago when I was like, let me just say one more thing. You're like, T saying just, and spoiler alert, this is not the last thing Tisa says, but now 25 minutes later, Lori, thank you. Let me take myself to sleep. Anyway, you guys. I will definitely talk to you guys tomorrow. I'll probably be on live. Let's see if Kristy claps back. Let's see if Desmond enters another apology. And yes, for the people that are sick of hearing about Kristy and Desmond, I will move on or include other topics this weekend. But I have been obsessed with this because it's just, I don't know. It's fascinating. I love studying people and like, this is fascinating. Anyway, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure I don't forget any super chats. Hold on. Did I forget any super chats? Y'all know when I hate to lose super chats because I feel so bad when I get off if I don't get a chance. Even though if I ever get off the stream early, I always read the super chats. Anyway, all jokes aside, now that the cat's out of the bag, my head is starting to hurt. Let me get out of here and go to